welcome back to the Law of Attraction for Writers podcast. I'm Suzanne Lieurance, your host, and today I'm going to be talking about something every writer faces sooner or later, and that is the feeling that you're not quite ready. Maybe you're not quite ready to write or submit, I don't know. But maybe you're waiting until you're more confident, or maybe you're waiting until you've taken another class or read another book or figured out exactly how everything should work before you begin. The problem is that readiness is often a moving target. The more you wait for it, the farther away it seems. So one of the biggest misunderstandings about manifestation is the belief that confidence comes first and action comes second. But confidence is usually a result of action. You don't become courageous and then write a book. You begin writing the book and you develop the courage along the way. So think of this, the law of attraction responds to movement. It responds to willingness and to someone saying, I don't have everything figured out, but I'm going to take the next step anyway. Think about your favorite authors. None of them started with certainty. None of them knew exactly how everything would turn out. What they did have was a willingness to begin. So creative courage isn't the absence of fear. It's moving forward despite that fear. So fear doesn't necessarily mean you're on the wrong path. Sometimes it means you're stretching into a bigger version of yourself. So think of that when you start feeling a little fearful. Just realize you're stepping out of your comfort zone a little bit. So here's a practical writing tip. It's called the 10% rule. So instead of waiting until you feel 100% ready, ask yourself, what would I do if I felt just 10% more confident? Maybe you'd submit a story somewhere. Maybe you'd start writing chapter 1 of your book. Or maybe you'd tell someone about your book idea. Just take that step now. You don't need complete confidence. You only need enough confidence for the next action. So here's your action step for this week. Choose one writing action that you've been postponing because you don't feel ready yet. And take one small step toward that this week. So if you've been waiting to get everything in place to start writing your book, maybe outline it this week. Or start writing that first chapter, just whatever feels comfortable. If you've been wanting to start a blog, go ahead and maybe find out how to get it set up. Or start thinking of how you're going to organize your blog, what kind of content you're going to put on it. Just take one small step this week. I think that's where people get tripped up the most. They look at something and there are a lot of steps to doing it, and so they think of all the steps they've got to take and they get overwhelmed right at the beginning, and so they just decide not to do it. But if you break everything down, just take one little step at a time, you'll find it's much easier and you can do most anything. And that's what I help my clients do, is we break things down so they don't get overwhelmed. They just take one step at a time. So you do that yourself this week. And next time we're going to talk about trusting your own voice and why comparison can pull you away from your best work. So I'll see you or talk to you next week. And until then, happy writing.